At the time, I think he was zip tied with his hands behind his back, and he's been forced to kneel for a period of 5 hours, along with all the other detained humanitarian activists. And unfortunately, the IDF, who have a long and storied history, as you mentioned, of inhumane treatment, they were not provided with water or toilet facilities or medical or medications during this ordeal. And this is all part of trying to disincentivize people from being involved in something like this again.
Yeah, making an example of them. But what you've just described, kneeling for 5 hours, zip tied behind his back, no water, no ablutions. I don't like, me, Adi, I don't like being kind of dramatic for the sake of it, but that's torture. That's what that is. So
well, it's even worse than they get into the psychological stuff. There's even a video at the moment where the Minister of Defence, who I think is a complete psychopath, absolutely batshit crazy. He's walking amongst the detainees and calling them terrorists and saying, "We've got you now, you're terrorists," and so getting into their heads, messing with them, and it's that sense of humiliation. You're tied, you're bound, you're restricted, and you're on your knees on some concrete floor in some huge hall, and this guy's walking around gloating over you and humiliating you and saying lies about you. So it's all part of that that kind of psychological breaking down of these regular citizens. And these citizens all have better things to do. All of them would rather be doing other stuff. And they're only there for one reason. It's because, in our case, our government is, it's asleep at the wheel, sitting on its hands and doing absolutely nothing. And it's tragic because our wonderful, storied and illustrious history of standing up for the underdog, fighting for justice and peace and taking principled positions, even when many in the world did not get it. We were early adopters, anti-nuclear, women's rights, Indigenous rights, anti-Springbok tour, apartheid resistance. The list goes on and on. And here we have some clowns running this country and throwing that wonderful legacy in the mud. It's absolutely, it's just so disgraceful and humiliating.
I was going to ask you at one stage, Adi, what you thought of the government and if you had a message for them. I think you've just done that. I think you've passed that message on pretty clearly.